We're live.
We're not
Well, we're not
live.
live, but we're recording.
We have some, actual, false advertisement right behind you with that live light on because technically not live.
Well, I mean, I'm live right now in the studio. I'm just not live broadcasting across the world.
Correct. We actually could do that, though, because we're basically professional live casters, if you will.
Okay. But this is a podcast.
Oh, correct, yes.
So this is pre-recorded. And therefore, yeah, we have the
Pre-recorded for
option.
your pleasure.
Pr- I hope it's pleasurable. Anyway, this is our first episode, our pilot, if you will, of the Real Slim Sherri podcast with co-host, my wife, Christa Dias.
Can I get some applause, please?
Oh God, I don't know I forgot where the controls are.
Do you say Real Slim Sherri Show? The Real Slim Sherri.
So what are we doing here?
Well, we are starting a podcast.
Why?
For the people. They want to hear, not only do they get to hear you in short form, but they want to hear you in long form, apparently. I get to hear the long form every damn day of my life.
What are you trying to say?
Yay!
Do you want me to put the cheering back up? Wait. Let me clap for you.
That would have been a button bum ching, more like.
No, I'm going to let people clap for you since you just said that you essentially need applause because, I mean, it is a lot. I'm a lot to manage. I know that.
I should get some applause for that shit. Can we swear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can't do a podcast called the Real Slim Sherri podcast or the Real Slim Sherri Show and not have it have cuss words.
Okay. Well, we'll try to make it, less, I guess.
Why?
I can filter. I used to be a teacher, so I can filter. I know how to filter for my audiences. Well, what if people are listening to this podcast, with their grandkids in the backseat driving them to preschool?
Then
Don't
they're
do that.
listening to the wrong podcast. If they follow me, they already know not to listen to me with their grandchildren in the room.
Okay, fair.
Listen, this is going to be a lot of what this podcast is about, is that right there, which is that my own wife, who I have been, this is 20 years this year that we will have been together, is still trying to mute me when I swear. She can't help it. She can't help it. I don't know. Does it make you feel uncomfortable? What does it make you feel?
I don't care. Listen, friends, we live in the South, okay, for one. I feel like if we were still up in the D, as in Detroit, which is where I grew up.
Up in the D. Just listen to what you just said.
Get your head out of the gutter, first of all. If we were up in the D, I feel like it is just kind of more, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Appropriate to let the freak flag fly up
You
there
think
with our
people
swear
in the
words.
South don't say fuck?
Well, they do, but they just do it in a different kind of way. They say,
We're not talking about the, oh, bless
your heart.
No,
You
they
fuck
still
face.
say fuck. Well, that's how I would say it. Bless your heart, you motherfucker. But I wasn't even kicking it off with bad words right out of the gate, but you had to bring it up. But yes, for anybody out there that's going to be listening or watching this podcast, if you don't like swearing of any kind, but especially the F word, you probably don't want to subscribe to this podcast. I'm just keeping it real. It can't
Fair.
be the Real Slim Sherri Show and not be real.
That's true.
So, with that said, we got that out of the way.
We got that out of the way, yes. So
Yes.
why don't you introduce yourself for the people that may have just stumbled across this podcast on accident?
Well, I mean, I'm Sherri, also known as the Real Slim Sherri, on all the socials. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a couple businesses with you, one of which is Wholesome Hippie.
Wholesome Hippie, which is a sponsor of our podcast, The Real Slim Sherri.
Anyway, yeah, entrepreneur, mom of 3, wife of 1. Thank God. And content creator, now comedian, on tour, mom of dogs as well. What did I miss?
Mom of dogs. Mother of dragons.
I'm mother of 2-legged and 4-legged children.
Yeah, fair. And you are on tour with, who are you on tour with?
I'm on tour with the Gen X Takeover with the Dad Bod veteran, Kelly Mano, and the Professor Nick Harrison. 3 incredibly awesome Gen Xers
With our host, Justin, the Millennial Ruppel. That should just be his nickname, Justin the Millennial Ruppel.
That is his nickname. We should make him a shirt that says that. Justin, the Millennial Ruppel. He's a good guy. And also JoJo. JoJo is our resident musician that is on tour with us as well. And I can't leave Ruben out. Good old Ruben. He manages this shit show somehow. Let's introduce you. They know who I am. Most people don't know who you are. And they deserve to know a little bit more about you.
My name is Christa, and I have been Sherri's wife. That's how I'm known now, as Sherri's wife. For 20 years. We've been together for 20. You guys know that
20
you
long.
guys know that meme with the old lady from the Titanic that says it's been 84 years. Like that's what I feel like sometimes. Anyway, I am on socials, but I have severe ADHD, so I don't have a niche because I like to do a lot of things. So I post videos, all kinds of random crap. And I am that to mom life on the TikTok, and I'm just Christa Marie on Facebook. If you can find me, you could probably find me on one of Sherri's posts, and that to mom life on Instagram, where I don't really do much. Otherwise, I used to be a teacher. We own a couple businesses together. I also have 3 children, 3 lovely children that we will talk about, I'm sure, quite a bit. We have a millennial child from Sherri's younger days, if you will. And then we have a technically on the border of a Gen Zer. And then we have I guess, beta. Is Reese a beta?
I think she's on the cusp of alpha. She might still be alpha.
Or alpha. Yeah, she's an alpha.
She's not a beta.
No,
Beta's the
no.
newest babies.
Yeah. Alpha is after Gen Z. So they're, yeah.
She's not Gen Z. Her and Lily both are close to the cusp.
Right.
I think Lily's right on the very final year
of Gen Z, just
Gen
like
Z
me.
and alpha. So she's going to be a micro gen, you know what I mean? She'll end up being whatever the hell they're going to call them later. Let's see, they'd be the Zalphas probably. They're probably going to end up being the Zalphas because we have the Zoomers.
Well, and I am a Gen Xer. So I went my entire life thinking I was born on the last year, but then enter into the chat Nick Harrison, who was born in.
I mean, he's purely running on a technicality. It's 11/11, by the way. Gen X goes 1965 to 1980. And so he was born in July of 1980.
I guess I just didn't think it was through 1980.
Oh, no. Those guys are stretching it all the way into the end, December of 1980. Right. So that's why I tease him that he is the poster child for a participation trophy. Because he just got in, you know.
Just got in. Under the wire. Not even. So anyway, I was born September of 1979. So I'm a Gen Xer on the tail end. Sherri was born in 1972. I'm 45.
How dare you?
50. She'll be, how old are you going to be?
You don't, 20 years later.
You're going to be 53?
Yes, 53.
So here's the thing. When you're married to somebody that's 7 years older than you, I basically feel like I'm also 53, essentially. So like I forget that I'm actually 7 years younger.
Mean?
It just means I'm living in the future with you already. So I get to see what my future is going to be
like at 53. You're welcome.
I don't know that that's a good thing.
Are you kidding? We're going to get it. This, you guys, this podcast, you have no idea the many, many directions that we will go. On every episode, there will be little structure, but I'm just going to tell you, you are welcome, because what I can say is to your benefit of being somebody younger and being with someone like me that's older, and also the fact that I'm a woman and you're a woman and I'm in menopause and I already went through perimenopause and didn't know what the fuck it was because nobody talks about the shit. And here you are landing smack in the middle of perimenopause and me going, oh, I know what that is. Let me help you.
So we basically go around finishing each other's sentences all day because, you know, the words are hard.
Words are very, very hard. They're not always that way. For anybody maybe younger listening, words won't always be hard, but then one day they just will. One day you will be looking at like this cup and talking to somebody, and you'll be like, you know, the thing
that you put the coffee in, you know,
that you put coffee in.
You know what I'm talking about?
And then Crystal will say that, and I'll go, cup?
If only that was actually an exaggeration.
It's
Because it's
it's
not.
absolutely not. What I really love is when we're having, like, a conversation, and then she'll because I used to do this, and she was younger than me, obviously, and had 0 idea what was wrong with me, so she just thought I was batshit crazy, and that she was gonna have put me in a home or something because I had dementia. Now she does it, and I see it happening in real time, and she'll be talking, and what's hilarious is when she'll be like, you know, uh, y uh, you know, and I'm like, I don't." Could you give me a little more few more clues maybe? Because either I'll end up answering it or I'll be like, we both just don't know. We're just both dumber from that
No,
conversation."
we both will say, "I know, yes, I know what you're saying," but then, like, if the
I
word
know what
doesn't
you
ever
mean.
come out, like, it's still annoying, and then 5 minutes later, we'll be like, "Mug!"
Yeah. Well, what I really hate is when you are riffing on whatever it is you're talking about, and you aren't pointing at any objects, and you're not giving me any clues, and I'm just supposed to, based on whatever it is that you're talking about and the ums and ahs that are happening, I'm supposed to try to pull out of the air whatever word that doesn't have an object attached to it.
You should just know.
Out of nowhere. I'm just supposed to pull that out of my
Yeah,
ass, and
you are.
sometimes I do. Occasionally, I surprise myself where I'm like, "Oh, I know what she's talking about." But, yeah, I don't know what it was like for you 7 years ago when I was in the thick of that. I mean, it hasn't been 7 years. I've only been in technically past perimenopause for, like, the last, what, 2 years, 2.5 years. But when I
Oh,
was
it
in
definitely started, though, when you were, like,
Oh, I know. I
43-ish,
think I'm pretty
42.
sure I was having a nervous breakdown in my early 40s and didn't know that it was that, but, midlife crisis, whatever they end up calling it. But what was it like for you at the time?
Listen, 10 years ago, I need you to think about this. 10 years ago, when you were 42, about to turn 43, I had a 4-year-old and a
I know. I
2-year-old.
had a 4 and a 2-year-old too.
Right. So my point is I, yes, thought you were batshit crazy. At the same time of trying, I was just like, what in the hell is happening in this house? With a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, I'm sure one of them was potty training at some
Well, they
time.
didn't know their
And then
words
Sherry's
either.
going crazy.
Right.
3 out of
You're
the
trying
4
to
people
you're
in the
trying to put
house.
words to their sentences and also trying to put words to mine.
Oh my God. I
They
don't know
would
how we
just
made
but
it through.
here's the difference. I didn't throw myself on the floor and have a temper tantrum when I couldn't
I
figure
think
out
there
what
was a
word
couple
to use.
times maybe.
I mean, I don't know that I actually threw myself on the floor. I maybe considered it.
That was only Reese. Reese actually is 11 years old. She'll be 12 in December and still has a temper tantrum if you don't know what word she's trying to
She
tell you.
just doesn't throw herself on the floor like she used to.
She might not, but that
But she
Sagittarius.
does she does have the occasional meltdown. I wonder if I can look at her now and imagine what it'll be like for her when she's in perimenopause because
Oh
I
my
do feel like
God.
you come back.
Listen, there will not be any more educated children in this
Oh, I
in this world about perimenopause and menopause than our children.
Oh, I
There's
know.
that.
Well, not just our children. There'll be other children, but
No, I'm just saying, like, that they will know what is coming.
you know why? Because we're not gatekeeping that shit. Not, I've recently had some thoughts around that. I've always joked that the women that came before us, as boomers and the silent gen, they didn't warn us, right? Like they were gatekeeping that information, and I would joke that they were just like, well, nobody told us, so fuck you, go figure it out. Now I look at it and think a little bit more of like maybe they too, because nobody ever talked about it, and they also didn't talk about
There was a lot of taboo subjects back then.
not just taboo, but I think women were conditioned more not to really talk about their pain. Like they didn't really talk about that stuff. But that because nobody was talking about it, they too didn't know. I mean, perimenopause was not a word that came into my universe until like the last couple years. I'd never really heard of it. I thought menopause was just like you just stop having periods and then you're in menopause. I didn't realize like there was a whole 10 can be 10 years or more prior to actually arriving at the day where you stop having a period. Didn't know it was a thing.
Everything I learned about menopause was from fried green tomatoes.
Tawanda!
Literally, "Oh, honey, that's just your hormones."
But even then, like, we never really went deeper on what that meant. I think most of us just thought, "Oh, menopause, you stop having a period and you, maybe have a hot flash or 2," But beyond that, nobody really knew or didn't really talk much more about that or maybe didn't even realize that those were menopausal symptoms. And now we're discovering that there's like, I don't know, 80 or 100 different symptoms and that they start, the early ones are where you feel crazy. I mean, I still feel crazy. That doesn't go away. But perimenopause, it starts bringing on these symptoms that you don't recognize as being perimenopause. They're more like, what's wrong with my brain? Like one day your brain's just not the way, it doesn't work like it used to, or memory becomes more challenging, not just with words, but like other things, right? And I remember there was a time where I think you used to, Krista, by the way, before we go any deeper, you must know, because this is the pilot episode, that Krista has some of the most distinct and outrageous, hilarious facial expressions that you are ever going to see. And I am certain that you used to just take some of those famous facial expressions, especially the eyebrows, and would cut looks at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't know how you put up with me. And I still don't know how you put up with me after 20 years, but you're still here.
Well,
She likes crazy, I think.
listen, back to me, because we were doing an introduction about me. Okay.
And then here,
We're 19 minutes in, and all I said is I used to be a teacher, and we started talking about our children.
no,
My
you
children.
started talking about words being hard. You started it. It wasn't me. You know
Anyway,
what? Wait. This is on record. It's been recorded. I'm going to bust your ass so many times for all the things that you think I can't go back because I don't have receipts for, and you just gaslight me into
for the
believing
love
whatever you say. Now I have record. I have receipts.
of
So
what?
it's on record that you started it with talking about words being hard.
Okay. Anyway, back to me. I'm 45 years old. I'm a Libra. I like long walks on the beach. Sherri and I are
Continue.
both Libras, believe it or not. If you can even believe that. Our birthdays are 2 days apart. Sherri's is September 26th. Mine is September 28th. Go Libras. They're my favorite people, obviously. I one time dated somebody that had my exact same birthday, including year and day. It didn't obviously end very well, but
You guys were very different people.
you and I are very different people. How
Yeah,
does that
but
work?
You guys were like, you guys were born on the same day in the same year.
In the same city-ish.
Right. I have 7 years on you. So I was, it's different. You two were born on the
It was a different Mercury and rising at that point.
It just is, it's wild to me because you guys were born on the same day in the same part of the world.
You may be
basically.
asking yourself right at this moment, why does Sherri even know that? Why does Sherri know?
Don't give
why
it all
that you
away in
guys
the
were-
first episode.
Oh, okay. It's because this is how lesbians are. Lesbians know their exes and are sometimes friends with.
We're going to talk about so many different fucking things.
We've already talked about 4 subjects in 22 minutes.
I told you, we should have just called this the Real Slim Sherri Shit Show because that's what this is going to be.
There's
Maybe
still
we'll
time.
rebrand.
There's still
Well,
time.
This is what pilots
This is
are
our
for.
pilot, right? This is what we do.
Because
Back to the drawing board.
Krista's ADHD and I am undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure that I am as well. We just show up in different ways. So communication and conversations with her and I are wild. And then we decided, fuck it, let's take that and put that out into the world. That sounds like a great
You
idea.
guys, listen, let's do a little backstory here. So we used to do lives all the time because we were practically beta.
Periscope.
If you guys remember the Periscope app back in the day when live streaming first started, and then we went live there, and we went live when Facebook was betaing their live streaming as well. So we've been doing this for 10 years probably, and people would tune in just to hear Sherri and I go back and forth. And now we're not even selling anything per se. And so all of our past people can even come back and they're going to be so excited. So now that we're digressing to something like that, we are on all platforms. So if you guys have any questions for us, things that you want to hear us talk about, if you want to, I guess, comment, where's the easiest place to do that? YouTube, I guess?
I don't know. I haven't put this out into the world yet. I don't know how people comment. YouTube for sure, which is the Real Slim Sherri on YouTube. And then I don't know where else this goes when I put it out into the world. I have zero clues.
If you're listening to this podcast on wherever you download your podcast, we are going to be uploading the streaming video version. So when you were saying about my faces, the only time you're going to be able to see it is if
Is
you
YouTube. Yeah,
YouTube it.
YouTube. This is all new. I'm going to be the one that has to figure that out. And I'm sure we'll eventually get used to saying all the jargon I'm supposed to say, like, hey, smash that subscribe button and like, comment, share. And
And what I'll be like I'll be like our girls and be like, "Hi guys,
oh God,
thanks
no.
for joining our channel.
No,
Please
it's welcome to my
subscribe.
welcome to my
Welcome to my
channel.
channel. Please subscribe. Smash that like button. And if
Yeah,
you have any
that's,
comments of things you'd like to see in the future, make sure you comment below."
please never do that again. That's gonna if we were that kind of podcast, I'd been like, and I'm out. This is not the space I generally live in. I usually live in a 30 to 60, maybe 90-second video, and then I'm out. But people have asked, as Krista said in the beginning, as we're circling back.
We always end up coming full circle. It's okay.
Maybe, not
Usually.
always. But that people want long form, Sherri. And I can't just sit here in long form by myself. That's the truth. I can't.
That's the only reason I'm sitting here, apparently.
Well, I mean, I can't talk to myself. You're way more fun to talk to. And I need somebody that I can be sarcastic with. If I'm sarcastic with myself, it's not the same. It doesn't land the same. And I can laugh at myself, but you're way more fun to laugh at and poke fun at.
Same for you.
Because you poke back, and that's the best part. People love the banter with Krista and I. So we started our business 10 years ago, our first business, clothing boutique, and we sold. She started to go down that path, and you see how that happened. It didn't
No, I
happen.
told the story. It was just very succinct.
It was very short. Anyway, we went live before Facebook Live even existed to sell clothes. That's what we did. And we were kind of the early beta testers of live selling, if you will. And now it's changed. It's even crazier the way it is today. I feel like the audience we attracted, because we had zero clue what we were doing. We were just putting ourselves out there into the void. And people watched, and they kept watching because they were tuning in because they enjoyed our conversations. They enjoyed the humor and even
Connection. I mean, that was the thing back then, is like we always were trying to make a connection with our community and with the people that did follow us. Now, the difference between that and this is that we were able to get real live comments from them, right? Which
Yeah.
is a whole different ballgame than, anything that comes from this, which is going to be after the fact of editing and posting and then looking at comments after the fact.
Well,
We
but
would get
once we
live feedback.
Yeah, live feedback, but it was nice because you can engage with them live. Just like if I go live on TikTok or live on Facebook or whatever, I can do that. It kept the conversation live, and you had a lot to talk about, but also you had to deal with trolls in real time. That was
Right. That's where I was going. Yes.
yeah. So it was a little bit
So
different.
many trolls. So all the trolls that Sherri gets in her comments, we would be reading them live.
Well, yeah,
and
you'd
have
start to read one, and then
react
you
or
would
not react.
sometimes you'd just start reading it, not realizing that it was a troll, and then you'd already read the shit out loud. And I think in the early Periscope days, I can't even remember if you could block people. And Facebook made it very
No.
hard.
Yeah.
It was very hard to block. So you would just have to sit
Ride
there
it
and
out.
take it.
Ride it out.
You remember the couch people?
I was just going to bring those people up, the couch people. These guys were funny. They would come onto your live and ask if the couch was for sale. Is the couch for sale? And then they would move on to cars. Like, is the Honda Civic that you posted for sale?
And there'd
it
be
was
several. They would jump.
nonstop. They would jump from live to live. So it'd be a bunch of guys that are, I assume, I'm thinking guys in their
We
basement.
always thought it was guys. I think they used to say other things that were inappropriate, which is what made me think
sometimes.
they were guys.
It did start off clean, and then it turned, of course.
Then it got wild.
Yeah.
And you on Facebook, it would happen on Facebook, and you couldn't block. Like, to block them, you had to go onto
It was
a
a whole
computer.
thing.
It was very difficult to find how to block them. And then usually by the time you figured it out, they were gone.
Yeah, you had to go. Yeah, I was going to say, you could go in. You used to be able to go into settings
filter
and
words.
filter words. Couch, Honda, stupid.
Well, all these stupid cars and couches, love seats. What was the lounge? There was all kinds of stupid words, and it didn't always work. Back to why that was great was, again, it was a good dialogue, good, other than the couch people and other trolls. There's the chance to connect with your audience, and they could ask questions, and they'd build their own memories, and they would come back, for a live show a year later
yeah.
and talk about something that happened before.
Yeah, like
And-
the spider episode of
Oh my God, the
2018 or
spider.
something. I think it was 2018.
Was it 2018?
Yeah.
Only 7 years ago?
Only? Yeah, it was 7 years.
It
Seems like
feels
just
like a lot.
yesterday.
Feels like a lot longer.
There's crazy things that happen when you're live, and you can't just, like unless you stop the live, you know what I mean? Like, you have to
And
just
we did
kinda
not.
roll, and we didn't. And they were dude, if that would've happened these days with the, introduction of TikTok and stuff like that, there would've been short version of
That
that
would have been the
live.
most viral video.
It would've been we should probably bring that. I know
It's
it's in our
gone.
Facebook.
I think that Facebook
Oh,
recently got rid of all your old videos. Um,
so if
and I wish
you
we had it.
were
It
a
the quality would be shit, I
if
think.
you're listening right now and you were somebody that remembers that happened 2018 and you have that video, contact us, comment below. I'm sure you could message us, text us. You probably know us for
There's a
real.
few people.
Yeah,
Angela, maybe Ginger. Alexis herself probably has the damn
she might.
thing.
She
She
might.
probably has. Well, actually, we haven't talked to her in forever. That nobody knows who these people are. But
It's
that's the thing.
okay.
We used to know our audience by their names. And
Do you know all of your 6 million followers by name?
no, I can't remember my own name half the
Is it
time.
6 million right now?
It's about 6 million collectively. I haven't done any math on it lately, mainly because all the platforms have been for me slower. I go through these phases where I'll have like big growth and then it'll just go flat, and so it's been more of in that flat zone lately. All the platforms are doing weird shit.
So since this is our pilot episode, we're we may be cutting some of this honestly because we're a little off the rails right now, but
Oh, I
we're
think
going
it's
to be
all gonna stay. It's listen, I think all pilots are supposed to paint a picture of what you should
could
expect from a
be
show, and this absolutely is what you are going to get. We will try to have topics that we're going to try to discuss, but I promise I can't even promise. I'm just going to give the disclaimer now that whatever topics we choose to talk about will probably have lots. Most people will talk about something and it goes
side
like
quest.
this,
It's a side
right?
quest.
Ours is going to go like this.
Actually, it
It's
might go like around
whatever.
and
It's gonna go in
under,
circles and
negative.
loop-de-loops, and it'll take so many different directions.
You
But
just
I
never
promise
know.
we'll circle back to the well,
It'll be exciting and entertaining, that's for sure.
that's what we're here for. We're here to entertain, okay? And we probably really should clarify, which we didn't do, what this podcast is going to cover. Because as I was starting to say, this is not a for anybody worried about or even not worried, anybody that's tuning in thinking, "Oh, this is a lesbian-centric podcast." It's not. This is a
Do
people-centric.
you think straight people have to go on and say this isn't
No,
gonna be a straight
no,
podcast? Oh, okay.
no, but they also don't sit there and say something about being straight either. They don't have to. They don't talk about it. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, this is not gonna be for me because
Oh, it's
they're
gonna
just gonna
be
talk about."
for everybody.
It's gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna be 53 this month. Krista is going to be 46 this month. So 2 middle-aged women. We're both Gen Xers. We both grew up in the 80s. Krista less than I did. I grew up in the 80s and came of age in the 90s. She kind of grew up in the 80s and 90s, came of age in the later 90s, right? We have lots of things that we're going to talk about. How about being 2 middle-aged women in perimenopause and menopause raising teenage girls? There'll be that conversation. Not just about raising teenage girls, but anybody in this phase of life that's still raising children in general.
And your
Bless, as we say in Georgia,
and your parents.
bless your heart. And yes, Gen Xers are
The
also
sandwich generation.
taking care of their parents or starting to have to take care of their parents. So you have this sandwich thing happening where we're still working. We are not old enough to retire yet. We're raising kids, and some of us have maybe your kids have already left, but they're in college. And these kids today, like our parents, for the most of us, we were getting out whether you wanted to or not at 18.
Here's your shit.
Yeah,
Good luck.
they would put you out, like get out. We were just having a conversation with my 11-year-old in the car the other day about how she was going to live in our basement until she's 35. So there's the difference. But yeah, you've got kids maybe you're putting through college or kids that are still at home, young kids like mine, 11 and 14, or maybe they're even younger. Bless your heart if you're still with little ones, because there's a reason why women stop having babies after a certain age. Because you do hit a point in life where
Just because you can does
yeah,
not mean you should.
becomes more difficult to manage their emotions and their hormones as well as your own emotions and your lack of hormones. So there's those conversations that we're going to have. And what else do we decide? Women's health besides menopause, but just,
Reinventing yourself after menopause or reinventing yourself after 50 or 40.
We'll talk, not this pilot, but we'll talk about me quitting my corporate job 10 years ago. It's 10 years this year, November 5th, that I will have left my corporate job of 26 years and started like a business with Christo. Just didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And here we are, multiple businesses later. But we'll talk about reinventing yourself. We'll talk a lot about mental health. We'll talk a lot about not giving a fuck. We will talk about that. We'll talk a lot about a lot of different topics. I think there's so many, again, nothing real, straight line here.
This is a linear
This is going to
conversation.
be loop-de-loops. You might feel like you're on a roller coaster occasionally. I love roller coasters, by the way, so I don't mind.
Okay.
But we could talk about that too. But yeah, it's going to go a lot of different directions, and we don't know what we're going to get into because looking back at the 10 years that Chris and I have been going live together, I can tell you that every single solitary time, there's not one time I can think that we've ever not gone off in multiple directions. I'm giving that disclaimer now because for anybody that is going to be absolutely driven crazy by that, that's nails on a chalkboard for you.
Which part?
The being derailed all over. Some people can't stand that. We've had people give us
We've
that
had
feedback.
Like they'll be like, you were like, some of them are nice. They'll be like, you were talking about magnesium cream before, and now you're talking about Fruit Loops. So,
But then there's some that'll be like, I can't listen to this. You guys, you talk over each other, or you like whatever. So I'm just putting it out there now. This is the pilot, and you should be warned that if you don't like that, you can't follow the conversation, or you need something a little more structured.
this is a neurodivergent podcast, if you will. We are not typical.
What do they call them if
My
they're
best
not
friend,
neurodivergent?
Neurotypical. My best friend and I talk about this all the time when we're talking. See, here we go off the rails here. But we talk about this all the time where like somebody makes just a really logical decision and conversation and they stay on the same topic for the entire time. And we just look at them and we're like, how did they do? How is that? That's weird. Like, what do you mean you sat for an hour and talked about the Roman Empire? Guys out there, if there's any guys listening, did you know you know that whole Roman Empire thing?
I do. I mean, I don't know all of it, probably because I haven't sat through an entire conversation of it. I know enough of it.
No, I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
I'm talking about there was a thing that happened like last year at some point. I feel like it was around the same time as the bear in the woods. Like, would you choose that we choose the bear situation, where it was discussed that men think about the Roman Empire in an absurd amount of like every day. They think
Really?
about the Roman Empire.
I think
and
I
the
kind
fall
of
of the
remember
Roman
you
Empire.
telling me about this
And I
once.
was like, I don't think I've thought about the Roman Empire my entire life. I've never even watched Gladiator.
I've watched Gladiator. I've also never thought about the Roman Empire.
They think about it every. Sherri, there's men out there that think about the Roman Empire every day.
Why? Can we get a guy on here to ask him?
I'll ask John.
What?
You should ask him this weekend, actually.
That'll be our conversation. Yeah, because we're going to Charlestown, West Virginia for the Gen X takeover. And so I will be with the dad bod veteran. Is Bronny coming? You can't count on John for everything, okay?
Oh,
I need a different perspective.
of course.
So I need to ask Bronny.
And then ask Ruben.
And I'll ask Ruppel. And I'll ask Ruben. I don't feel like Ruben thinks about the Roman Empire.
I don't think so.
Justin, though, I could maybe. I mean, if anybody, maybe that guy. I'm going to ask my son, Justin, do you think about the Roman Empire? I want to know. I think all he thinks about Pokemon at 35. He doesn't think about the Roman Empire.
Can we not? He probably would not enjoy you throwing him under the bus like that.
Well, I mean, he has a whole collection,
I mean, listen, I'm sitting next to a Lego Mona Lisa, so there's that.
That's made of Legos, you guys. Legos.
Anybody that's a Lego fan, they'll know. If you know, you know.
That's not the only one she has, by the way.
It's the only Mona Lisa.
No, but she has a lot more Legos.
No.
And it's a little bit of an obsession.
Listen, I started, like, can we listen? I started putting them together with Reese. Reese likes the Legos, so we would do that. And then I found out that there's all of these retro Lego situations. And I was like, what? It's not just Star Wars and Marvel and Little Friends or whatever they were. Like the girls used to have like the little, anyway. I mean, Mona Lisa, you guys.
Uh-huh.
Lego if you're watching. I will be an affiliate for you at any time.
We do not have the Mona Lisa, okay?
I'm telling Lego if you're listening right now.
Lego.
I'd be happily be an affiliate for you.
Where were we before we got to Legos?
Oh, Pokemon. And Justin.
Before
you were going to ask
Pokemon.
Justin. You were going to ask Justin.
The Roman
about
Empire.
the Roman Empire.
This is where you have to go in your brain. You have to start backing up like, okay, how did I get here? And that is normal. And like, oh yeah, Roman Empire. But what came before Roman Empire that we even talked about the Roman Empire?
I don't know. But I would like to get to my segment that I like to call Odd News. Okay. And Sherri doesn't know what I'm discussing here. But
God.
it is actually, it's a fantastic transition from our Lego Mona Lisa. Okay. Because here is what I'm going to tell you. Just pop this out over here so I can
hate
read
when
it.
she does stuff like this because I have no idea what I'm about to get into.
Okay. So here's all you need to know. You ready? A New Zealand woman, this was on September 4th, a New Zealand woman showed the strength of her feet when she ran barefoot for 100 meters on loose Lego bricks. And she set the world record for the fastest 100-meter run on Lego bricks in 24.75 seconds. How do you feel about that?
Wait, let's back up. Let's start with, has anybody ever stepped on a Lego? I actually wish that on people at times. I'm like, I hope you step on a Lego because that shit hurts. The amount of Legos that I've stepped on in my lifetime of having children since I was 17, okay, I raised a boy first, is stupid. So what's even more disturbing is that there is a Guinness Book
That's
of
what
World
I said. I was like,
Record
what was the record before that?
for this particular torture.
So 24.75 seconds. So in case you're wondering out there, because I was like, what is the world record for the 100-yard dash just in general without Legos? It is 9.07 seconds is the world record.
I can visualize them running.
There's a
across.
video. There's a video.
I don't need it. I can see them. The fact that it goes from 9 seconds to 27, what does that tell you?
24, 100-yard dash.
Whatever. What does that tell you? There's no dashing happening, okay? You're tiptoeing across that shit
I mean, this
as
lady
fast as you can because they hurt.
If you guys want to see some facial expressions, I want you to go watch the video of her running that because, I mean,
people are
the words that would be coming out of my mouth.
My question is why? Who decided? What I want, this is where my brain always goes, you guys. I need to understand the why. I was an investigator for 26 years. We never introduced me other than just like who I am. So my brain goes to the
I did
why.
give you the opportunity to introduce
I know.
yourself.
Because I don't have, my memory doesn't work like that. It's like when you put me on the spot and say, oh, tell people about yourself. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, I was an investigator for 26 years. My brain naturally needs to know the why. And so I sit here and go, why is it that someone decided one day, I'm going to take all these Legos that I have and I'm going to lay them out and I'm going to run across them in a dash fashion.
I don't know how quickly the dashing would be.
And then I'm going to apply for a Guinness Book of World Records for the fastest dash across.
Okay, well, here's what I
Legos.
will say. Now this is a part of me that I did not get to introduce as well. Again, just like you, I forget.
I gave you a chance.
I'm an ex-college athlete. Okay, so I played volleyball in college. I played most sports in high school, etc. I'm very, very competitive. So and when you have ADHD, sometimes you're like, I can look at my hidden talent is looking at a video and thinking, I could do that. Like no matter what. So now in my head, I'm like, I think I could beat 24 seconds.
But you're missing the point. The point here wasn't
that's
that
my
you
point.
can or can't do it. The point was, why would you do it? And who decided that it needed to be in the Guinness Book of World Records? Better yet, when we talk about the Guinness Book of World Records, there's some really dumb shit in there. It's like, why? Have you seen those videos where two people sit blindfolded and they like
Because
spin
I can, damn it.
They spin a water bottle or a water jug around on a rope and try to dodge the damn thing and then they get
and blindfolded?
They're
'Cause that
hilarious.
shit's hilarious.
Okay? They're hilarious.
Who
But
thought of that?
Who thinks this shit up? Who thinks that's a good idea?
Listen,
Is what I want to know. Those people are probably all Gen Xers because nothing.
I was just going to say, back
We
in the
did
day
the
when we
dumbest
had
shit.
no cell phones, no pretty much, recorded devices at all. That's the shit we used to come up with.
There's no evidence of the dumb shit we did. These dummies record the shit. Somebody could call me a dummy for recording videos and putting them out in the world, I guess. There is never going to be a part of me that wants to dash across a bunch of Legos. Just gonna make that clear.
Me neither, until I saw the video. And
Wait,
then
now you want to do it?
No, and this is my point, is that maybe this woman saw a video previously of like this person ran across Legos in whatever, 28 seconds, something, whatever it was. And they were like, I could
beat that.
I can do that. So now in my head, I'm like, I think I could beat 24 seconds.
If I come
100-yard
home
dash
one day
over
and you
Legos.
have thousands of Legos out in the driveway and you're like planning here, babe,
Listen,
me.
this was legit. This was on like a track. It was like they brought in Legos. There were thousands of Legos dropped in a straight line all the way
Fuck
down the path.
that.
I think I could do it.
No. It's a no. It's a no for me. I'm not doing it.
This is how we're different.
You say it right now until you step on those. Have you stepped on a Lego?
Yeah. Are you kidding? Yes.
Okay. Now you're going to step on thousands of them while
It's-
you're running?
But it's only going to be for 23 seconds.
I don't care.
That should be the next Survivor. They should do that on Survivor.
I am past that kind of stupidity in my life.
Or Big Brother would be even better. Big Brother, if you're listening, first of all, I'm available next summer.
That needs to be one of the challenges.
Yeah, one of the competition, one of the comps for head
You
of
have to run across
household.
Legos. I think
Hell
they're trying
yeah.
not. Hey, they'd probably have to pay Lego.
Timeout. First, maybe. No, because there's fake Legos. But timeout. First of
Not
all,
Duplos.
you
people.
and I both know that they sign their life away when they go on those shows. How do we know, Sherri?
Yeah, well,
how do we know?
Not because we've been on Big Brother.
I wish. That's my
You
dream,
can't
guys.
give everything
That's my
away
dream.
in the pilot.
Oh, okay. Well, then if you want to hear how
We're
we
going to
know
save
this,
that and have some people on the show.
if you want to know how we know this, tune into the next show.
What she's alluding to is that maybe we've been on a show of our own. Anyhow.
See, this is what I'm saying. We have so much to talk about. Okay, here's the other hot topic, odd news that I want to discuss. The unexpected woman that is bringing Americans together as one is from a documentary called Unknown Number on Netflix. If you have not watched this yet, which I know Sherri has not.
Now I'm intrigued. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I don't want to give it away though. That's the only
Well, don't give
thing.
anything away. But why is it hot news or odd news or whatever?
This documentary by Netflix is it's rated, I think, #1 probably still, and it's about a high school girl who gets bullied.
Oh, this is the thing you asked me to watch.
It is. I did.
Okay. So why is that odd news? Before you give it all away.
Because it's bringing Americans together. Let's just put it that way. In a way that you would never have thought. Remember not too long ago when the Coldplay concert, a couple brought America together for just a hot minute and everybody could agree that
Well, because-
they were dumbasses?
Yes.
Okay. It's like that. It's like every American in our divisive state right now can agree on this thing, okay, with this documentary.
Okay.
So I'm going to give everybody that's listening until our next episode to watch the documentary.
And what's it called again?
Unknown Number on Netflix.
Unknown Number on Netflix. I guess now I have to go watch it so that we can discuss it.
I'm telling you right now, it is full unhinged.
And what did you say was coming after this?
Your pop culture quiz?
Oh, fuck. Listen, you guys, she's going to do shit like this, and I'm just going to get it out of the way right now. Okay. I know I'm a Gen Xer, and I should know all these like things about pop culture or trivia, but my brain does not retain shit like that in the way that other people's.
It's not about
does.
brain retention.
It is.
It is not.
What
Because
is it?
you do not. Okay, this is what she said to me one time because we were talking about celebrities. She doesn't really know celebrities. And she literally said, Jennifer Aniston would have to be walking up to my face for me to even be able to recognize, oh, that's Jennifer Aniston, because she just doesn't really know celebrities.
You know what? It's not that, you know why I don't know them? Here's what I've said before. You have to really make a huge impression on me or have somehow significantly impacted my life from a celebrity standpoint for me to know who the fuck you are. Because otherwise I don't care. We all put our pants on the same way.
So Gen X.
I just don't give a shit. Not that there's anything against any celebrities out there. It's not you. It's me. So Christa will rattle off all the time somebody's name because she does retain that kind of information.
No, and here's the thing though. It's not like
I'm
I
not calling
give
her
a
a
shit
stalker
per
or
se.
anything.
Like, listen, you guys. Okay, here's what. Let's just we're gonna veer off for a second. Follow me on
I
this
was
side
veering
quest.
off.
No, I was just gonna say, like, Sherri with 6 million followers, as you probably can imagine, we get people that come up to Sherri quite a bit. Like when we're in, and she would never talk about this because she just wouldn't, because Sherri's very humble and
But
like she
here
just
Christa
doesn't
is.
have. Well, I'm not talking about it because it's not me. Okay. Anyway, because I'm the one that has to hold the fucking phone. Anyway, just kidding. For
Here, can you
everybody
take
out there,
this
I'm
picture?
joking. Yes, please, can you take this picture? I don't know who you are, but we take it. I'm like, sure. Anywho, so we have people coming up to us all the time. I would say 1 out of every 100, they're like, "Oh, aren't you her wife?" But normally they don't give a shit who I am. I hold their jackets, I hold their purses, I hold their sodas, I hold
I'm
their
sorry.
Starbucks, I hold their beers so that they can get a picture with Sherri, which it's fine. I'm just kidding. Sort of. Anyway, so like we've had people running. Sherri just told me the craziest story, you guys, when I was out of town. I was somewhere, I don't remember where I was. Oh, I was out of town. I was with the girls and I had to send Sherri, which normally I'm the parent that like does all the volunteering. I'm on the board at our girls theater. I do a lot of volunteer things with like the kids, like school activity. I used to be a teacher, so I'm very intertwined in like the education system, like just whatever, all their stuff that they do. And I had to send Sherri to the high school, which our daughter is a freshman, and to go to a theater meeting. Now, this was in August. We start school down here in Georgia on August 1st. Okay, so it is still blazing hot. Like it is just now finally getting to a point where in the morning, you don't have to necessarily worry about wearing your bra because you have sweat dripping down the crack of your chest. Too much?
That was a little much. But
Okay,
anyway.
whatever. Hey, the moms out there, you feel me. I know you feel me.
She's talking about not just sweaty boobs, but swamp ass. But
Swamp
anyway,
ass.
continue.
Anyway, so I had to send her, and it was like a meeting at like 3:30 dead in the afternoon. So I'm sure, and she could not figure out. This building is like Fort Knox. She could not figure out how to get into the building, and she's texting me.
Everything was locked. It's not that I couldn't figure it out. They
Well, that's
locked
what I
the
mean.
shit.
That's what I said. That's why I said it's Fort Knox.
It
because
is.
everything
But it
was
wasn't
like
because I
locked
couldn't
up.
figure it out. I tried every door.
Because it was Fort Knox, okay? Because it was all the doors were locked. Let me finish the story. So she's texting me. I had only been to the school once because she just started at this high school, and I haven't been to the high school for very many things. So I couldn't even like help her. So all of a sudden, I don't hear from her for a couple minutes, and I'm like, oh, she must have figured it out. Somebody must have let her in. She comes back and texts me, and she said, I just had a woman stop her car in the middle of the road to
At the middle of
jump
the
out,
parking lot.
middle of the parking lot, driving, which that
With
parking
her
lot,
daughter in the car.
that parking lot is a cluster. I'm sure everybody can attest to, drop off and pick up, to get a picture with Sherri.
She jumped out of her car.
After
She stopped, rolled her window down, screamed at me, then put her car in park and jumped out, came running over to get a picture with me. And I was like, awesome. I can't even go to the high school.
What I've encountered being your significant other, I no longer, even if I see somebody that I'm like, because we're in Atlanta, there's a lot of celebrities here because there's a lot of film that happens here. So, and we're at the airport a lot, traveling for Sherri's shows, whatever. We just travel a lot anyway. So we have seen people, and I have maybe in a previous life may have gone up to somebody. Even I don't even.
You would have.
I mean, I don't know.
I remember being in a bar with you in Columbus, Ohio. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve Buscemi. It was Steve Buscemi.
And I remember being in a casino with you while you were pregnant. Okay, so don't try to downplay what you're capable of. Maybe you don't do it so much
I actually
anymore.
did just do that in April in Vegas when we were there.
So
Remember?
you really haven't changed.
I have. It was actually okay. So there was one time at band camp. Yeah, where I was on a flight, and it was the day after, because I know I was texting you, and I was like, "Is this who I think it is? The guy that does the watches the videos and tries the recipes? Like he's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
Corey, Cody, something,
Corey
B
something.
or something like that. Anyway, he was on our flight, and it was Lily and I going to New York, I think. Yes, and it was the day after the Alanis Morissette concert. I did not go up to him.
I'm proud of you.
Because of
however,
what
if Alanis is
at the
listening,
Alanis Morissette concert,
she would love if you would just follow me. She is so not every day, once a week, baby. Is Alanis following you yet? I have to check my followers to see if she's following me, and she's not. And Krista's extremely disappointed
No, the
vibe
only
is.
reason I brought that up is because of what happened
I
to us
know.
at the Alanis concert.
I know. I'm just saying she wants to Alanis Morissette, if you're listening,
If
she'd
she
like you to
is, she
follow
would
the Real
she
Slim
would
Sherri.
probably not be listening this far
I
in.
know. I'm just, so if anybody out there knows her, just let her know. Krista needs this to happen. And I'm like, she's like, is Alanis following you? I don't fucking know. I know who Alanis Morissette is. I've gone to a few concerts with Krista. I love her. Okay. I know who she is so much that we might as well just go here. I don't want to waste everything on the pilot, but
Okay,
we're
then
just gonna
no,
go
you
here.
got to save it for the next one
No,
because
no.
we still have to do our rapid fire pop culture quiz.
Oh, well, this is a good lead in because that's exactly where I'm going is into this pop culture world but I'm gonna let you go first. And we'll come back to Alanis.
You're gonna let me go first with what?
Whatever your rapid fire pop culture bullshit is. Let's go.
Bullshit. Okay. So anyway, all of this.
Again, to any celebrity out there that might watch this, it is not you. It is me. Okay. I don't
It is her.
the number of people that come up to me and recognize me in public because I'm like, I would never. I just don't.
You know what? Here, this is the difference. This is the difference because you are in their face at a close up every day of their lives in their feed.
That is why.
It's
I do think
different
that's
when
why.
when celebrities are playing different characters in different roles in different movies and different yada
No.
yada. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm telling you.
I would know who Pink was. I mean, she might blend in for me. I
don't
know
think-
who Lady Gaga is, but if I saw her in public, I don't know if I would.
You may not because she does look different when she's not.
She does.
totally-
But Adele, now that's one because Prince is dead. He would be the only one that I would.
I bet
probably,
you he could disguise himself. I bet you he did all the
could,
time.
but I mean, he's kind of little and he stands out. But the only person I probably would have a really hard time not going up and saying hello to because hello, it's me would be Adele. I love her.
She's
And
the
so-
only one that you would
No,
have.
but I'm saying I would recognize her and I would recognize her. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't. I don't.
She just
anyway.
doesn't follow the pop culture world
I
that
don't.
much.
But anyway, 'cause
Okay.
I was starting to say that Krista is always like, she'll say like a celebrity's name and she'll be like, and I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, yes, you do. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And she'll have to then either describe the movie or describe whatever, or I'll have to pull them up on my phone. And then I'll look at, because I never forget a face. I'll look at it and go, oh, yeah, I know who that is. But I don't know your name. No offense. Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. Here we go. Number 1. This is supposed to be rapid fire, okay?
Oh, well, I mean, is there a timer? Like, I don't like pressure.
Number 1. Name one of the Kardashians besides Kim.
Chris.
Okay. This one, I just threw in there. You don't have to answer it. What does the acronym WAP stand for?
Really? Well, wet?
No.
I'm not gonna. It is wet. I'm not gonna say that. Now that's
Okay.
just. I do have my standards when it comes to what I say.
Okay.
I mean, I'll call you a pussy, but
No, okay.
this is
Anyway.
this is a female centric show.
Mm-hmm.
We should not be. Anyway, it stands
We
for
should
wet
not.
ass.
Yeah, but a woman is, you can be, okay. Anywho. Number 3. Name 3 main characters in the hit show Friends.
I never watched that fucking show. Jennifer Aniston was in that show though. I don't know what her name was. I don't know any of them.
You can't name 3 of them? Even just their characters?
No. I don't know any of the characters. I didn't watch the show.
Okay. So Courtney Cox.
You're gonna. Oh, I know. You want me to name their celebrity names?
No, I said either. Could you name their character?
Oh,
or
Jennifer Aniston. I knew Courtney Cox. I don't know the rest of them.
David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
Got nothing.
All right. This one you should know. What Netflix show is known for the character 11?
Oh, Stranger Things.
Okay, good job. Number 5. Who famously interrupted Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV VMAs?
I know this, but I don't know it.
We'll come back to it. Number
Eminem.
6.
I don't know.
Now. Number 6. Which actress starred in Legally Blonde?
I can see her face. What is her name? Are you going to answer the question, Claire?
Reese Witherspoon. Number 7. Who did Justin Timberlake date before marrying Jessica Biel?
Britney Spears.
Good job. I didn't.
I
think
knew
you'd get
that. I
one.
had to think.
Okay, number 8. Who was Alanis Morissette singing about in her first album?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Should I know? I didn't. I just thought she was singing about anybody.
They were some pretty emo songs, man. Like they were pretty thrashy.
I don't know. Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that one.
Why do we have to come back to
Because
it?
it's a
it's
whole
not going to
thing.
get pulled out of my brain.
Okay, number 9. Which actor can allegedly be connected to anyone else in Hollywood by only 6 degrees?
Wait, say the question again.
Which actor can allegedly be connected to anyone else in Hollywood by only 6 degrees? This was like a whole thing. 6 degrees.
Of separation. What was a movie? I don't know.
Like a whole game we would play.
It was a game we would play?
Like back in the day, like in even, I guess,
Not
the
me.
90s.
I didn't play
2000s.
this game. I don't
Okay.
know. See, you guys, I feel like she's doing this to embarrass me because
No,
I don't know.
I really thought that would have been an easy one.
I never played that game.
Okay, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon is what it was.
Oh,
so like you can
I love Kevin Bacon, but I didn't know that. I didn't play the game.
number and last one. Okay, who was the lead singer of the 90s grunge group Nirvana?
He died. What the fuck's his name? Why do you put me on the spot like this? I know his name. Damn it, Kurt Cobain. Thank you. You already know I don't do this well.
I was trying to pick easy ones. Number 5, who famously interrupted Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV VMAs? Kanye West.
Oh, Kanye West. I mean, yeah, I didn't.
Who was Alanis Morissette singing? You got a lot of them right. Who was Alanis Morissette singing about in her first album? So now that I get to tell you this story for the very first time, this is fantastic.
She wasn't singing about you.
No, that would be horrible if she was singing about me. Because, okay. So, do you remember the show Full House?
Yes. I mean, I never really watched it much, but yes.
She was singing about Dave Coulier.
Oh, that was never, ever one time a piece of information I was aware of or needed to know.
Well, because when it came out, it was wild to think about that Dave Coulier could have that much of an effect on her.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Danny. Wasn't that his name? Uncle Danny.
I don't.
Full House.
Again, I didn't watch the show that much.
Danny.
You're gonna Google it right now?
I just want to make sure that was right. Yeah, Uncle Dan. Yep. Oh, Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey.
Oh, Joey. I know who Joey is.
Danny Tanner was the main guy.
Okay. What else did I get wrong?
That was it.
Okay. So since
was
we're
good.
on the topic of Alanis,
Okay.
and since this has been a full experience about how much I don't retain, Krista decides one day to spring something like this on me. And I forget exactly how it started, but she said, speaking of Alanis, I didn't know at the time we were talking about Alanis. Did I know what movie Alanis Morissette played God in? And I looked at her and I was like, yeah, Dogma, bitch. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that you would know that.
I'm
And
not
I was
even
like,
sure why you had to add bitch on the end of that. For
I
one.
didn't know that you'd ever seen a movie like that. I didn't
What?
think that you were allowed to watch movies like Dogma.
That was after I left the house.
But because there's so many movies as a respectable Gen Xer that you are required in order to even obtain your Gen X card, that you're required to see. I don't know how Krista faked the application, because I have been so shocked by the number of times that I have brought up a iconic movie from the 80s and she will say, I've never seen it. And I'm like, what? What? You just want to name one, Krista? Or do you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
She's never seen The Lost Boys. She's never seen Purple Rain. She's never seen The Outsiders.
Listen, friends.
I could go on.
I was in a very sheltered household.
You have
We
no
didn't have
excuse
cable.
as an adult.
We had no cable. Okay. We had pretty much only Disney VHS tapes. Ask me how many times I've seen the movie Hook, because we lived
I
on
love
that
that
movie.
movie.
That's a great movie.
I love that movie.
Grew up on that one.
But we're not talking about Hook.
I understand. I'm just
What is your excuse as an adult?
because those movies were, I mean, I don't know. They were past their prime by the time I was able to watch them all,
What
and
in
nobody else was
your-
watching them.
In your brain, here's some trivia. This is a trivia question because I need to know. Is there in your mind, what is your opinion of the most iconic 80s movie you've ever seen?
Breakfast Club.
Okay. I mean, do you feel like that was what you were supposed to say?
Are
Have you
you
actually
kidding?
have you actually seen it? I don't know. I have to really ask. I have to know. Have you really
That
seen
is
it?
literally the line I say all the time. Answer the question, Claire, is from The Breakfast Club.
But you could get that from anywhere.
No, of course I've seen it. I've seen it a million times.
Okay.
Ferris
okay.
Bueller's Day Off.
That's the most iconic in your world. I mean, it's
Breakfast
pretty
Club?
iconic. It's pretty iconic.
Yes, I would say Breakfast Club
Have
is
you ever
probably.
seen Red Dawn?
I have not.
You grew up in Michigan and you haven't seen Red Dawn.
Okay.
You are a disgrace.
Why?
We're
Is
cutting
it
your
based
card
in
up.
Michigan?
Cutting your card up. Wolverines. It's a whole
Oh,
thing.
Rudy. What
It's a
about Rudy?
whole thing. I've seen that.
Rudy?
Is that even an 80s movie? Are you sure that came out in the 80s?
100%
Google
sure.
that shit.
I'm going to
It might
Google
be.
your
Are
ass
you
in a minute
sure
here.
it's?
Yes.
If it is, it's late. I think it's early 90s.
Oh, 1993.
Told you.
Looks like it's from the 80s.
It's not.
Film.
Your mom looks
filming.
like she's from the 80s.
Well, she'd probably be happy to hear that, you asshole.
She looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. Chris and I also will cut your mom jokes here and there. Not yo mama jokes, but just your mom. So anyway, how do we wrap up a pilot like this? This is a complete, this has been a wild
This
ride.
is a nutshell.
You know
This is a
why this is
nutshell of-
such a wild ride? Because when we've gone live, we've been going live for 10 years. This is not unusual for her and I just sit here and banter and shoot the shit and whatever. But there's been no audience to distract us, no audience to break the stride, nobody to, cause us to squirrel. We've squirreled completely on our own. And it's different. This is different. And I don't know how we bring this to a close.
Well, here's what I will say. If you want to see the video version, if you're listening to this on any podcast that you subscribe to, whether it's Apple or Spotify or wherever you download your favorite podcast, make sure you go check out the video version on YouTube. I'm sure you'll be very fulfilled.
Or very annoyed. I don't know which. I don't know which one.
Either way. And then if you would like more information about the Gen X Takeover Tour, do not miss them when they come to you. I am I should say this. I know I'm Sherri's wife, but I'm also a Gen
You're a little
Xer.
biased.
So maybe people could look at it as bias, but I'm telling you from the truthfulness of my heart that it is a great show and you will be very entertained. It has a little bit of something for everybody. It's very well produced and you guys should definitely go see it when it comes near you. The most recent ones that we have are DC this weekend,
And
Seattle,
then
and then Charleston. And then you guys, we're going on the Gen X cruise. There might even be like a few random cabins left if you are one of those people like me who we are not like booking vacations for the most part in the future because we just usually don't know what our schedules are for our jobs and work and whatever, children and their stuff. So if you're a last minute person, it is, September and the cruise is November 7th.
November 9th through the 15th, 2024. No, 2025. What the fuck? This is 2025 for anybody that doesn't know.
My point is you have a couple months. So if you're somebody that wants to do random shit in a couple months, I would go on this cruise. It's going to be a lot of fun. We did a cruise one time a couple years ago with just Sherri alone, not the whole Gen X crew. So it is going to be wild. If you want to come party or even just hang out with like-minded people of the Gen X, whatever. You don't even have to be Gen X. So
No, that's the thing. The Gen X Takeover Tour is not just for Gen Xers. We don't check your card at the door or anything like that. So,
I apparently wouldn't have one anyway. So
right, you don't. I've cut yours up multiple times. Anyway, yes. So the Gen X Takeover Tour is not just for Gen Xers. Boomers are welcome. Millennials are welcome. Bring your Gen Z kids. I don't give a shit as long as they can, take it. But it's fun. It's fun.
You guys, it's sponsored
nostalgic
by AARP.
Our friends at AARP. The irony of that. We're grateful for them. They're a great partner. And it's taken me a while to get used to saying that AA, where I'm even, again, the irony that I'm at a point in my life where having a sponsor, first of all, is amazing. But for it to be AARP is just hilarious.
Smash that subscribe button and we are going to be doing giveaways. So if you want to ask us a question and if we pick your question to ask on our next podcast episode, we are going to send you a little fun, per se. It could be,
I don't know what that gift is.
It could be Wholesome Hippie Products, which is our business.
Sponsored by Wholesome Hippie.
This
This podcast is not sponsored by AARP. That's the Gen X Takeover Tour. This podcast currently is sponsored by Wholesome Hippie.
We have something for everybody. If you're a woman, it could be, well, actually, not even a woman because we have some unisex shirts, one of Sherri's merch shirts, stuff like that. So,
Well, and eventually, this is our pilot, so we'll see how this goes once this podcast gets going. I mean, I would imagine if it goes well, which I think it will, if for those that can tolerate our craziness, we probably will end up having I'd like a coffee mug that says The Real Slim Sherri Show on it. Like maybe we'll send you a coffee mug or a sticker with Krista's face on it or something like that. Um, I don't know. We might come out with some merch, but yes, maybe a Slim Sherri shirt, one that says I'm a grown ass woman. I do what I want. Oh, because we have that shirt.
or Gen X raised on hose, water, and neglect.
That's another
That's the unisex
bestseller.
shirt we have.
That's another bestseller right there.
If you guys want any of Sherri's merch, you can. Where is your merch located?
You can go to
Snarkjunkie.com.
You can go to snarkjunkie.com for coffee mugs and stuff like that. And then shirts, you can go to shopfeatherandvine.com, our boutique. Anyway, yeah. So there's a bunch of different shirts there that are Gen X centric or Slim Sherri centric. I don't put my face and shit like that on a shirt. That's weird. Anywho's it. This has been fun. It's been a good time. Anyway, so just like she said, if you want to
Subscribe.
follow,
Drop
where
us a comment of things you want us to talk about. We have a lot. We have a very wide net of things that we consider ourselves at least experienced in.
Yes.
So.
And eventually, if you go, so for the Real Slim Sherri, you can go to realslimsherri.com and find all my links and stuff like that. Actually, I'm going to start working on building out a whole Slim Sherri website so that our podcast can live there, as well as all the other shit going on in my life. That's all amazing, by the way. All amazing stuff. I'm writing a book. I just got so much shit going on in my life. But eventually, all of that's going to live on the realslimsherri.com. So you can go to one place and find all the information. You can still go there and find all my links, but eventually this podcast will sit there as well. But wherever you listen to podcasts, you will find this podcast, The Real Slim Sherri Show, on all those places as soon as I figure out how to do that.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out.